So moving into your Akashic records, first off, I followed my own process, and then as soon as my process ended, I'm waiting for your energy to pick up, and I find myself skiing down the slope of a very large mountain, and I end right at the door that represents your the entrance to your Akashic records. And so I look at this door, and it's this huge 5-story tall obsidian black heavy door. And so I walk through this door, and as I walk through the door, I see that I'm right in front of this big spiral staircase that's just going straight up. And so as I'm running up the spiral staircase, 5 flights, 5 stories, I get to the very top, and as I'm at the top, I'm actually on this this like peak of a mountain, and there's nothing but sky surrounding this edge that I'm standing on this mountain. And so looking up in the sky, I actually see this bald eagle come flying, and it picks me up, and it flies me over into the sky, and there's nothing around, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes this huge castle that's just floating in the middle of nothing, and the eagle drops me down the tower that's sticking out of this castle. And so as I drop down and I fall down through this tower, I land on a black and white plaid floor that is just this hall, big room, this big open hall, and I can't see anything. It's so dark, but as I get kind of a little bit further into the room, these sconces of fire illuminate the sides of the castle walls, and I can't even see halfway across the room because it's just so large and so dark. And so I call out to your higher self, and I ask your higher self to come and greet me and let me know what's most important for you to know right now. And and as I look and see your higher self, it actually disappears and then reappears out of the corner of my eye somewhere else. And so I look over there, and I see it again, and I say, okay, well, what's going on? What does this person need to know? And as I ask the question again, the higher self disappears and reappears somewhere else. And this time I see it, and I start laughing out loud, and I'm like, what are you doing? This is not typical. And so I'm like laughing literally out loud, and I see your higher self start laughing back, like full belly laugh. And so I get this is a game, and this is supposed to be happening. So I engage your higher self, and I'm like, okay, so this is a funny game. So then this person must be like a game player, a trickster in their life, or something that just really likes to be playful and engaging like this. And that was the response. And so as I kind of think back about how you made me get to this point, climbing a tower, being carried by an eagle, and then being dropped down a kind of a tower into this room, into your actual library. So it was just like a whole series of obstacles and events, and kind of like this big chess match or game that I had to kind of move through and go through in order to get to your higher self into this part of your library. So it was really interesting, and that made me think that or know that maybe in life you're somebody who's a game player, and what I got was that you're really playful in life, and it felt like you were almost like this master chess player in life, where you planned things out and you were very strategic about your moves, but not in a controlled sense. You were extremely playful with how life unfolded for you, and the universe loves this. The universe loves somebody who's engaging and playful in life, and the universe, I got, would play back with you. And this is a big thing that when we engage and play with the universe, and we see it as kind of this big game, our life as being this big game, and that's how the universe kind of presents life back to us. So we have all these options, and I get this is kind of how you operate in your life, and so this was really engaging, and so I ask your higher self, what else do we need to know? So all around us in the open spaces then is created this huge maze out of the same bricks that are making up your outer castle. And I'm asking, I said, look, what is this? Why is there a maze? And And basically, I'm asked to go through the maze, and I said, no way. So I basically just walked through the facade of the maze, and I walked right into the middle, the dead center of your maze, and there was this huge circle, and completely illuminated, and there was this big golden throne, and a huge table, and on it laid this big book that was gold-plated. And as I looked into the book, I asked, what's the meaning of this? Why are we here in a maze, and what's this mean for this person? And they basically said that you are a Mason. And I said, what the heck does that mean? What's it mean that he's a Mason? I don't get this. And so they had me look around, and as I'm looking and I'm seeing this maze, and then piecing it together with all the previous information, I get that basically you're creating these walls and almost like kind of dead ends, and it's like this big game of your life, and you're laying these bricks for yourself to go down these paths that are not serving you. And they said you're very aligned to your purpose, and you're very aligned in with your destiny, and very much so on the right path, but that these it's almost like the denial of the synchronicity, or the fact that it's too easy, somehow you can't comprehend. When things are too easy, you don't feel like it's right, and so therefore you create these games that take you in a different direction, like the maze, and there's these kind of dead ends, and then there's these kind of traps, and this is something that you thrive off of, and you create for yourself, because when life is too easy, you almost feel like it's not as fulfilling. So then I asked, so how or what can he do to continue being completely aligned with his path, but make it so that he feels he's more able to move through life and have it be easy. They said you're very connected into your gut, and you have your clairgnostic, basically, where you just know when things are right. You know when you're aligned. You know when you're living your purpose. You just have this deep knowing, and it's all in your gut. It's right at the bottom of your gut. As you're playing these games with life, and as you're kind of planning out life, you just know when things are going to work. And the thing for you is that when things do work, that's when you start to kind of turn a blind eye, and you think, well, this is too easy. Maybe this isn't right. And so you have to go with your gut. You have to trust in that knowing that you get, because that's all divinely purposed, and that's basically you being connected into your highest self and your highest wisdom. So stay connected to that, and I think that's going to be the best thing for you.